So, Cam? Yeah. So how long have you been in Knoll? And Jaimie, you're missing all this. He's in there primping.
Shaving his head. Two and a half years?
2.5 years. All of y'all?
No, these guys are OG. They've been
since 2017.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm also, or 2018. I don't know.
Yeah, you're OG as far as
very good.
And then how long have you been in the band?
Since your first
2 months.
Okay. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of the number 2.
Okay, but so this is a unique genre, especially for me. So like, how do you just walk in and then you decide that this is what the kind of music, like what were your inspirations? Do you know what I mean? Well, really, like, and it's a commitment because it's not like you just pick up a guitar and you're like, I'm going to play Cats in the Cradle. It's like, this is a whole thing. Yeah.
I think everybody probably got into it a little differently, but for the most part, I don't know, I won't speak for everyone, but I think it's like you start playing music and then you kind of find your way there after you've like with what interests you playing things, and it's all like a very non-conventional way of playing your instruments, and everything's more than usual kind of thing. I don't know, I think it's
Well, so when did you start playing music?
I started playing guitar when I was 9, and I'm 29 now, so 20 years of that.
And then when did you stumble into what was your...
Maybe like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but what did you stumble into? Or who did you see, or what happened? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I feel like it's just like a kind of path that like people who listen to metal are eventually get on, is just like listening to more and more extreme stuff and enjoying it more. It's definitely not like a something happened.
Yeah, it's not like a switch.
And then now you like this music. It's just like bands you listen to get more and more into that kind of very extreme realm that you like, and you find more of it that you like strikes something. Like the stuff that we play,
heavy.
Yeah, like all the stuff we played is off of the last album we put out, and it took us like until that album to sound like that. Like before, we sounded a little different and like kind of similar to other bands in the genre. But we got to a point where we wanted to make like something like super dark, and we've always tried to make like weird music that didn't sound like anything, but yeah, just like being on that path to like making something darker and like more extreme.
Well, then you pull out a trumpet.
Yeah.
Set y'all apart from everybody.
Yeah. The next record
showed me a video. I was like, "Is that a trumpet?"
Yeah. The next record has some like organ and stuff on it too, so it gets even it gets real weird.
Well, so you kept using the word dark, but you're not dark. Personally, you just seem very not dark.
Well, it's like
I mean, it's your show, but are you dark? Would you call yourself dark?
It's like a way of...
No, personally, like, not the music.
I mean, none of us are like dark person.
It's like a way of expelling bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like if you enjoy like moody paintings and stuff, like that's the same stuff we like.
Yeah.
It's really dark imagery and music.
Nobody who's in this like super extreme dark stuff is completely alright.
So all the issues, but it's like a little bit of a weirdo.
So it's like a good way for everyone to like be together and experience shit and not have to worry about it.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. So so I guess you're saying like most of the bands, there's no real heavy dark people in there.
There are definitely people that are into it for like the sake of being evil. It's usually like not the case these days anymore. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the band we're on tour with, like back in the 80s and 90s,
Oh, I think this is great.
like part of it was like how big of a shock factor can you add
Yeah.
to it? So you had a bunch of like edge lords and stuff back then.
No, I'm
like
good.
these days, I feel like it's just a lot of like, yeah. See, we just meet the coolest people. Like, everyone's super sweet and nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jaimie's probably the real dark one.
Jaimie, yeah.
I'm just
You know, his big smile. He's gonna. You ask him a question, he'll talk for an hour.
Yeah. So who were your inspirations then? Like some of you, like who was your inspiration? Like if you had to pick one major.
Like I guess I play bass because of the band Korn.
Oh.
I don't really listen to them a ton anymore, but like hearing them for the first time in like the 9th grade, 8th grade, I was like, oh shit, bass guitar can just sound rad. Yeah.
And how old are you now?
I'm 25,
Okay.
and I'd probably heard them at like age 14, 15.
And you?
Well, I don't know. I kind of just listened to like a bunch of new metal and stupid radio rock until I met some weird friends and they showed me a bunch of weird stuff. Like, I feel like Frank Zappa was a big tipping point for me. How someone showed me Zappa at whatever age, like 14, 15. I was like, this is nuts. And then it kind of just went from there. You know, I started listening to a lot of prog rock, prog metal.
You gotta say, once I got down that.
Yeah,
that
and
line.
then that's sort of the line that it follows. Yeah, then you start listening to extreme metal and all the other stuff. That was sort of the path for me. Yeah, I met weird people and I went to School of Rock actually.
Oh, really?
That's where I met a lot of musicians.
Yeah, we were talking about
Yeah.
it.
So did
Where is that?
I mean, it's a worldwide thing now.
Yeah.
But,
That's how I met Jaimie. Was
Yeah.
through
Oh, really?
That's how I met Evan.
In Memphis?
yeah.
And then here's Jaimie.
Fresh out the
Yeah, fresh out of
I started playing drums when I was like 10. I mean, I got a drum set when I was like 5, but I was still like, oh, I love Hot Wheels. Screw this, you know.
Yeah, the posters.
But yeah, eventually my dad got me to sit down on a kit when I was 10 and like actually try to do something. It went from there, but yeah, I was just playing like Incubus songs on the drums. You know, that was like my favorite band. And then yeah, I started going to the School of Rock and just learning more about whatever, and then that's where I met a bunch of like longtime friends that I still played music with to this day. And they just introduced me to a lot of new stuff.
New bagels.
Yeah.
yeah. And then, yeah, I think I already got you. But yeah, who was your...
I don't know. I listened to the Red Hot Chili Peppers unabashedly for like
Yeah.
a long time, but I also feel like I kind of grew up in like a weird, I don't know, bubble of like I didn't go to school with a lot of musicians, and I knew like there was a small handful of people that I knew that would like play music with me, but I didn't really have. There weren't a lot of people that were like telling me about like different bands that weren't getting played on the radio or whatever, you know. So, but I do think I was sometime in high school. One friend of mine who I don't think he necessarily played music a little bit, but he would dabble here or there. But he showed me some like what's called like stoner metal, stoner rock kind of bands, and more like riff based rock as opposed to I don't know, funky white boy jazz stuff from the Chili Peppers. But yeah, and it's at that point the same thing that kind of all these guys said, where it's just like, oh, it's like kind of heavy, kind of weird, kind of heavier, kind of weirder, kind of heavier, kind of weird. You just keep going down the rabbit hole, and then you end up playing this stuff that we play. But yeah, just kind of.
It's like saying that wine is an acquired taste, and then you end up drinking like
All of them.
old tonics with like arsenic in them.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And then what about you?
I grew up like listening to Metallica and stuff. My parents are kind of like 80s metalheads.
Yeah, he
so
was
it was,
born to rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of born to rock, but like I remember playing Guitar Hero. I had the Guitar Hero Metallica game, and it's like the best Guitar Hero they ever made. It's awesome, but I got really good at Guitar Hero when I was like 15, and then I started to feel really bad about myself because I couldn't play actual guitar. But I was in like marching bands and jazz bands and stuff. So my dad had an old guitar from the 80s, and then I started playing on that. And I think I picked it up a little faster just because I knew music and stuff.
Yeah.
I just play Metallica like all the time in my room, and then I joined Knoll like a year after I started playing. So I like learning guitar and stuff has just been like me in this band. This is kind of how I learned how to play.
Yeah. And how old are you?
22.
Okay. Yeah. You're the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baby. They'll take care of
He's
the baby.
but he's also the papa.
The papa.
Yeah, mine's are awesome.
The grandpa. All right, Jaimie. So we've been talking about. We decided that you're the dark one in the no. Just how the music can be really dark, but you're not really a dark person, or are you?
No, I don't
No.
think I am. I think that this kind of stuff is like, in order for me to make it impactful, I just tend to put all of the dark things that I have into it, and it ends up being like kind of a wholly negative machine. But it is so by subtraction, and it's not so like that I'm just an entirely dark person, and that's just what happens to be my art. Otherwise, I mean, we'd self-destruct.
You're right.
I
Yeah.
don't think there's any possible doing that. But because I have a medium for that sort of thing, I think it actually allows me further to be like a happy guy.
A really
That's,
cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all stoked to be doing it. So it's a nice thing to be able to tour, and especially off of this kind of music, and still be able to eat and sleep and be comfortable and not embarrass ourselves in front of our wife's parents. And oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I was telling them too, like the show
Yeah,
is.
no, I'm very happy right now.
That's
actually.
awesome. And Daisy's around somewhere.
Dark right now.
Yeah. But
Worst.
I know.
But I was just like, your music is like, it's a commitment. Like the show was amazing, and it was like, there's a lot into it. I can appreciate all of that. So like, what was your turning point? How did you get into this, and where did you start with music, and then?
Well, I mean.
Well, can you do you mind being interviewed, because they all agreed, but you were
No,
in the shower shaving, so.
I think about it all the time, so it's
Yeah.
just it's on hand. Yeah, I mean, well, I've just been interested in music for forever. I kind of started out listening to some like dork, like metalcore stuff. Like I don't know, I was like an emo kid growing up. I thought that was cool, but it didn't really click with me until I found like hardcore based music that had a little bit more soul to it. And then I also was in School of Rock. That's where I met the guitarist that I started this band with. It's my first band. But the band like was so foreign to what it is now. I mean, we like hardly knew how to play our instruments, and like the theming and stuff was just so it far more than underdeveloped. I could never have created something like how it is now without years of just growing up in the band. Sometimes I wish that I made this band like after I had already been like 3 or 4 or something, kind of like everybody else in music. But no, I grew up in it, so there's like there's definitely some like our earlier stuff. I'm like, wow, we sound like kids. But I also think that's really cool. There's been like a really steady evolution that you can observe, and as much as I might like be embarrassed by that stuff on occasion, like it's. People appreciate that. People like to see it, so I'm glad it's out there. But yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe my trajectory is kind of similar. Like I met this guy Evan at School of Rock, started playing riffs together. The first thing I ever did with him was like a metal song for a Spanish project.
Spanish metal?
Yeah, so silly. And then I mean, it took us maybe like 3 years to figure out what exactly we wanted to do musically, and like put out a record. And I saved up a bunch of money in high school to fund that record, and then yeah, we did it with the best people. Did it as hard as we could, and then it got just enough traction for touring to become a possibility, and then started touring, dropped out of college, did not look back. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, what happened to Evan?
He did not drop out of college. I don't blame him. He did computer science.
Yeah.
We have a joke
Yeah, and
about
then my
You could take them to my studio.
yeah, hang on.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like, it'd be like really good.
But this is cool because they're like all sleeping here.
Yeah.
But my last question is like, Jaimie, so you're booking everything. You're not, I mean, I don't, you have I mean, we talked a little bit last night, so you have a bookie, but you kind of book everything. You do all this art. Can you just speak to that for a second? Like the art and all the merch and, I mean, this is your life.
Yeah, I mean, I work more than 40 hours a week. It's brutal, kind of, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm so meticulous, and frankly, like, I don't know. Calling myself controlling is hard, but honestly, like I am. I have a really difficult time relinquishing a lot of those duties to like anybody else creatively. Really, the only thing in that vein that I do is like write music with my bandmates collaboratively, and of course, like we if I do something stupid, I receive input on it and then it changes, and I need that. I need people to check me. But I think in general, with like a lot of the visual direction and stuff, like these guys have put a lot of trust in me to just execute and kind of throw things at the wall. And I have a lot of ideas. Some of them are really like infeasible and ridiculous and impractical. I think we're a very wildly impractical band, but everybody here has like a dedication to do that sort of thing, and we know that the payoff is pretty great. I get really tired of bands that just kind of sit back as far as they can in the back seat and do the bare minimum. I don't really think that's what music is about. I think you should put everything that you can into it. I don't know, even if it means like packing up the lamps in your luggage and taking them to Europe. That's how it is for us.
Is that you too? The stage set? I mean, I know we talked about the merch, but is the stage set a lot of you as well?
It's all me, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there's like
it's
funeral.
beautiful.
I'm really into antiques and stuff, which also like plays into a lot of the art as it goes for like what the visual direction actually is and why I'm so like beholden to it. I think that, or I do carry like a very sincere belief of like not to be like too negative, but like the death of art in the post-industrialist period, I find to be really sad. And so like a lot of the artistic motifs I tend to gravitate towards are like from the Victorian period, when things were made like a lot more by hand, and artisans were just like favored more in society, and particularly by the wealthy. They were commissioned more to create things for the public, and we don't really have so much of that anymore. And of course, I mean, a lot of that is like metaphorical. There's still art, there's still people making it, but I do think that the general access to it is just it might not be as great as it once was. But then you get into a whole bunch of stuff of, well, yeah, things are industrial now, and but also we have like affordable housing and things like that, and a lot of the things that survived from that period are from like, you don't think about it, but they're from like the upper middle class, and you're like, everything was so much more beautiful and meaningful back then. Well, not for the poor people. All of their stuff is gone because it couldn't last 50 years. I don't know, there's a whole discourse, but yeah, I love old stuff, so that's why it looks like that.
Beautiful. Yeah, and then very last, unless y'all have anything else to say, because we're almost at 20 minutes, but this is good. I like this.
We got 9 hours to drive, so.
Oh, yeah, sorry. My last thing, what were you messing around on? So my friend Brenavere has a looping station, but what were you messing with? What is that? What was that whole thing?
Yeah, it's a table of
Stuff.
conspicuous things. I have like a semi-modular synth and a bunch of pedals, a small mixer, and some instruments. And the instruments are probably like the weirdest thing. Everything else is like pretty normal. You could find that in like a lot of Euro rack. stuff. But the instruments are strange. I have like a big springboard. Everything is like, it has like piezo microphones in it, but the springboard, like, I pull on the springs and I clack them against the wood and it makes an insane spring sound. A lot of people think it's a spring reverb. It's not. It's just a thing that is like, it's a percussive instrument. And then the weirdest thing I have is called a sonic forest. And it's like a bunch of bass strings coming out of a wooden box with piezo microphones in it. And I turn it up really loud and I like hold all the strings together so they don't clack too much. And then I bow it just at the bottom of the strings to get like these weird overtones. And yeah, I compress it, run it through a bunch of reverb with those pedals, and then it kind of sounds like a hallway of ghosts.
Yeah. Hallway of ghosts.
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, thank y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Tell me your name again.
Ryan.
Jaimie.
Cam.
Zach.
I found this baby.
Yeah, it's my king cake. You can have the baby.
Oh, sorry.
Reminds me of your name?
Lucas.
Lucas, right. Yes, please take the baby. All right, bye, y'all.
A king cake? New Orleans king cake?